Hey, it's Ephraim Olszewski, founder and CEO of Day Trade Like a Pro. I'm going to talk to you about how do you get from point A to point B, and point B being wherever you want to get in your life. Now, we're going to liken that to trading. But first, got the new merch in. You got to earn these bad boys. And all right, so point A. One of the things in the world of self-help and self-improvement and all of that is this really overemphasis on where do I want to go? Where do I want to go? What are your goals? Write it all down. I'm a big fan of that. I think that's great. Point A is where you are. Point B is where you want to get in your life. So let's just suppose here for a minute that where I'm standing is at point A, and I want to get over there to point B. And let's say point A is maybe I'm not the kind of trader that I want to be. I'm not consistently profitable yet. And point B is being consistently profitable. I get a lot of questions about this. How do I get to there? How do I change my thinking? How do I, all of these questions. How do I change my psychology, my mindset, my relationship to trading? Good questions. So first thing I'm going to talk to you about is a principle about, there's this thing, the very official scientific name for it is what we call the reptile brain in the world of coaching. And your reptile brain is really this part of the brain that is really dealing with and committed to you surviving. I mean, that's really, really what it's committed to. It wants you to survive. And what it knows is it knows how to survive what's familiar to you, what you've already been doing. It knows how to survive all that, okay? So you take a guy, he's 45, he lives at home in his parents' basement, he works at the convenience store, and he plays video games until 2 a.m. And you take that guy and you give him, put him in a $2 million home, and you give him a $200,000 car, and, really the relationship of his dreams. And his reptile brain's freaking out. It doesn't know how to survive that. It doesn't know how to live with that. It doesn't know how to make it like that. It knows how to make it being 45, living at home in your parents' basement and playing video games till 2 a.m. All right? So the reptile brain is like going to do everything that it can. So you take this guy and you send him to a Tony Robbins event. And you say, listen, go to this Tony Robbins event. Tony's going to spray you with a water gun. It's going to be, life-changing. You're going to walk on fire. Oh, it's just going to be amazing. It's going to change your whole life. And then, so he goes and he walks on the fire. He gets, sprayed with the water out of the water gun. And he claps and dances. And Tony just really pumps him up. And then he comes home. When real life happens and it's time to actually do the stuff that he was getting all pumped up and cheering about that he was going to do when he was at the event. And he's like, I'm going to do all that stuff. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to become a successful trader. I'm going to build the life of my dreams. I'm going to move out of my parents' basement. I'm going to get a job that pays me more than minimum wage at 7-Eleven, and I'm really going to make something of my life. But I was talking to somebody at the event, and they told me this book. There was this book about how to create good habits, and they said to read that book, and that book was going to really change things for me. So I'm going to read that book, and then I'm going to go do all the things that I learned about. Yeah, really. So when was it you were going to change? When was it you were going to actually go do all the stuff about No, I'm going to do all that. I'm going to read this book. Yeah, that's called the reptile brain. Keeping you right where you are in life, because where you are in life is safe for the reptile brain. So let's just stick with that. Let's just keep going with it. So you got to start noticing that. You got to notice that if you have a reptile brain that's not trained, that runs your life, it's like living with a lion in your living room. You can figure it out. You can figure out when the thing naps and when it's safe to go through and get in the kitchen and get some snacks out of the refrigerator, and you can survive it. You probably won't thrive, but you can survive it. Now you take another scenario. Now let's say here I am, I'm at point A and I want to get to point B, consistently profitable trader. Well, you got to deal with the lizard brain, but I want you to notice something in language, and it's all, it all comes back. People will say, well, that's semantics. Well, yeah, in life, I had a mentor, he said, in life, there's two things. There's nothing and there's semantics. So it's all semantics. You can't help it that who you are comes out of your mouth. So you go, you look at, you say, okay, well, how do I change my thinking, or how do I change my mindset? How do I get from here to there? Well, lesson number 2, you can only get to where it is that you're coming from. Okay? Let me say that again. You can only get to where it is that you're coming from. So if where I am is I'm here and I want to get to there, guess what I'm thinking like right now? I'm thinking like a person standing here. Now, how you get from here to there is you got to really figure out who's the guy over here at point B. What's this guy like? What's his life like? How does he go through the world? How does he interact with people? What kind of actions does he take? What kind of habits does he have? You know, what kind of discipline does he bring to his life? And then that's it. And then, look, this is the answer. This will be real unpopular. And then you actually have to go live that. I know it sucks, doesn't it? Because you have to go beyond like thinking about it and it being a nice idea to you actually have to go live it. That's how you get there. You go live it. You get beyond the idea of like getting sprayed with the water gun and walking on the fire and going, yeah, I'm gonna go have this great life after I read this book, after I do this thing, after I do that thing. No, life cares about one thing and only one thing: action. Successful people say what they're gonna do and they do it. And they develop a habit of doing that. Successful trading is saying what you're going to do and doing it. I've never met a trader who blew up by doing what he said he was going to do. I met plenty of traders who blew up by not doing what they said they were going to do, but never the other way around. Okay? Never happened. It was always a moment when they lost discipline, or they strayed from the plan, or they started doing something else. So you really want to develop the habit of what am I going to do here, and then actually doing that. If what you say is you're only going to lose 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 trades in a day, and you hit that, you stop. Or if you say, you know, my biggest loss is going to be X, and you hit that and you stop. Or you say my daily loss limit is Y, and you hit that and you stop. Why? Because that's what you said you were going to do. Now, there's really something with that. But here's the thing, is that you can't get to point B standing here at point A like where I am is at point A. So point B, if it's over there, my relationship to it is it's over there. How do I get over there? It works like this. Here's point B. I'm here. What's it like? Who am I here at point B? And then I go, be consistent with this guy, and I relate to it, and I live my life from where I am is here already. You know, like you get radically honest about where you are, where your point A is, and then you get really clear about where your point B is and what you're committed to in point B, and then you go live like you live from point B. You go be that person. You don't get there by getting there. You get there by coming from being there. Let me see if I can explain it like in trading. You go, well, I really want to be a really consistently profitable trader. Well, what's the opposite of a really consistently profitable trader? I don't know. I'm going to say a loser. You know, someone who consistently loses. Now, a person who's operating like they consistently lose, what do you think that kind of, it's like, okay, you know, just imagine you wake up, I go downstairs into my office and imagine this, I wake up, I go down in my office and I turn on my computer and I go, all right, well, I'm a loser, but boy, today's going to be my day. I'm going to be a winner today. What? Now, I know you don't do that. I know you don't think you're doing that. But you are. You do that. You don't do it that same kind of obvious, but you do it. You don't come from who you are is a successful trader that's consistently profitable. Why? Well, because you need all your evidence to do that. You know, you'll know when you're there because your trading account will show it. Doesn't work that way. That's not the way it works. So you're going to keep being a loser until your trading account says otherwise. Yeah, you ought to go get a job because you're not going to make it in the world of trading. Look, I'm not being mean. I'm not being a jerk. I'm telling you the truth. I'm leveling with you. If you sit down at your computer or stand up at your computer and you're hoping to prove something, game over. You've got to know it. It's got to be in your soul, done, finished. Who you are is a consistently profitable trader. And then you trade from that. Or you can be a pathetic loser and hope to win. Now, look, I know that's might be the two extremes of it. But if you were giving somebody your money to manage, I mean, which guy do you want to give your money to? You know, as far as I know, you get one of these things called a life. And when they put you in the ground, there's going to be two numbers on your headstone. The year you were born and the year you died, and then there's the dash in between there. The deal is, what is it you want to do with that dash? How do you want to spend that? And if you're waiting to get somewhere, I'm sorry to tell you, you ain't getting there. Doesn't work that way. You either come from that place now or you don't. How do you change your thinking? Well, Wayne Dyer, amazing teacher, you know, one of the greatest teachers of our time, in my opinion. He was in my hometown and he had done an event and he was talking with people there, and somebody said, you know, Wayne, Dr. Dyer, they said, I have a lot of really negative thoughts. You know, how would you suggest that where do I start? And he said, well, I'd probably start with the thought that you have a lot of negative thoughts. I'm telling you that where you're coming from, if you sit down at your computer or you stand up there at your computer and you're ready to make a trade and you're thinking like, oh, I can't wait to start making money so I can prove I'm not a loser. That's the guy that's going to be making the trades. You can give that guy the best system in the world. He's going to be a loser. You know, it's just the harsh reality. I'm sorry nobody told you that earlier. It's just the way that it is. So you can either do it that way or you could do it the way that works. I like money, so I like doing it the way things work. How you make money, how you become a successful trader, you deal with this. You deal with the reptile brain, and then you start being the kind of person that you would need to be to consistently produce the kind of result that you're after. Not by trying to figure out how to be that kind of person. That ain't it. It's not going to get you there. At the end of the day, that won't cut it. So what do? Well, you go be that person. You be that kind of consistently profitable trader. You behave the way that person would behave. You take the actions that kind of person would behave. Not like you're trying to get to being that person, but that you are that person. That is who you are. And now you're just doing the things that person would do. Not trying to figure out, well, how would I become like that? No, you're already that. Now just go live it. So this is not something that you can understand. It's something that you really have to get, like a joke. If you understand a joke, it's not funny. You got to get it. So whether you've gotten it or you've not gotten it, you know, I'll keep creating it and I'll keep talking about it with you. But you got to really create it for yourself. You get there by coming from who you'd need to be to produce that kind of result already. That's how you earn these bad boys. Okay, so hopefully that is useful for you, makes a difference for you. I'll see you in the trade room on Monday, and have a great weekend.